I'm here with Dr. Ashish Paul, and the topic is improving egg quality, resetting the quality of your eggs, not getting caught up in the sadness of AMH. And the doctor said I have poor AMH. So we had ladies that were in here and they were saying, my AMH is 0.5, 0.95, mine is 0.17. And doctors are putting all this importance about women's AMH levels. And how do you feel about that?
Right. So again, AMH, as I was saying earlier, I want everybody to follow my logic here, right? So that you can feel it for yourself. So what you need is to get pregnant, you need one egg every month. And most of the women, even up until 45, 46, because I do have a lot of patients around that age where we do scans and we check it. So you still have 1 or 2 eggs viable, available to you, even up till 45, 46. And that's all you need to get pregnant. But you do need the quality of that one single egg. You don't have to get caught up in all these tests. It's like knowing, do I have, the spare in the bank? But that spare in the bank it is good to know from one perspective. Yes, you have known about it and that's it. That's all you need to do. But you don't have to get caught up in this, that my AMH is low. The only reason you are getting really anxious about it is probably because your IVF clinic is pushing you to have an IVF or ICSI or something like that. And that is why. But AMH, otherwise, from where I see it, I don't see it as being useful in any sense. Even with very low AMH, if you have one single egg you are producing every month, you still can get pregnant.
There we go. And so what we mentioned earlier, right, is senior to your AMH level. Senior to that is if you ovulate or not.
Yeah.
Right. And so we have just already someone asking about like what about ovulation tests with LH strips and things like that. So what are your preferred methods of figuring out if a woman is ovulating or not?
Yeah. So first is your own body. You need to connect with your own body. You need to track your temperature. So get a proper thermometer which has got mercury in it. So the old-fashioned thermometer, not the digital one. And you want to track, yes, and you want to track your you put it under your tongue and you track your temperature every single morning for good 6 months. And while you're trying to get pregnant, you keep tracking it. So first thing in the morning, even before you get up from the bed, you put thermometer in your mouth and you take the reading and you keep doing that. And that reading will have to be assessed by a practitioner, or there are apps in which you can feed the data in. But I find that if you work with a practitioner or a coach like me, it is easier to analyze that, because otherwise that data is just really confusing, because you can imagine all those readings and then making sense of it. Sure. That's one thing. Secondly, cervical mucus. Your cervical mucus is the key. Cervical mucus is secreted by your cervix, so that's and it is a sign that your cervix is now open. The cervix of the uterus which is the mouth of the uterus, is open now for the sperm entry, and it is open only for 24 to 48 hours. Any other secretion does not count. We are looking at cervical mucus, which starts as clear, and then in about 24 hours, it becomes cloudier. It becomes a little more milkier. So you are only looking at that. And and it is really, really important point here is that cervical mucus, the time when it shows up, let's say your cervical mucus shows up this morning. Yeah. That is not the important day. The important day was 2 days before. Yeah. By the time cervical mucus has shown up, it's already too late. If you're planning things then, it's already too late. So it is really crucial to get the timing right.
Okay. This is so good. So I'm just looking at some of the questions here. What is a good temperature to look for? So we're talking about the basal body temperature, right?
Yeah, body temperature. It's not about what reading. It is about your body temperature, and what you're looking for is a spike. It's a little spike that happens. And as I said, that's why you need a coach with you, because lots of things happen. Like my patients are sending me all this data, and sometimes it dips before it spikes. Sometimes it spikes and then it dips. So you have to be able to make sense of all of this. And it has to then correlate with whether you are then seeing the cervical mucus or not, right? So everything has to coincide and fit with each other. Because if you're only seeing the spike, but there is no cervical mucus, doesn't make sense. So something is off there. And if you're, yeah, so even if you don't see the spike, but you're seeing the cervical mucus, that's more of an important sign. So there are few technicalities in there, which is why it is so crucial to have someone with you so that you can really analyze this data.
Okay. And with that, I do want to let ladies know that if you want to participate with Ashish in a 3-day egg quality reset, where she is going to get you just some fundamental things that you can do on a self-paced basis, but over 3 days, if you're interested in that, just head over to the link in my bio. You can do that now if you want to, or a bit later. I'll show you where that is in case the link in bio is not something you actually know what to do. So like this is my page, right? And then just under all my information there, you'll see where it says a link tree pregnancy over 40, open. Okay. And then for mine, you'll see shopping links. You click link tree and you'll see shopping links, you know. And then there you'll see where I have the 3-day egg quality reset, right? And so you can just click there and you can participate in that as well. So, somebody wants to know, will the live be accessible after the live? Yes, it will when this concludes. I always make them accessible. I might have to do a little bit of editing because we got cut off from the original one and I had to just open new. But yes, I will make this available. Now let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. There's so many questions here. Will you keep the live up? Yes, I will. Okay, so one lady, she just kind of wants to know, like, can you just give us a tip? Like, what is like something key that we need to do to improve our egg quality? So they're ready to get into the tips right here, right now.
Yeah, so the biggest tip is actually to have really good quality fat and sleep. Those are the two main things that I have seen over the years work for a lot of my patients. Good quality fat includes plant-based fats as well as animal-based fat, or a combination of both is the best.
Okay.
And it is also then it gets where it gets more technical is it's not just that you are eating that fat, you have to be able to digest that fat. So you have to have good gut health so that you are able to digest. For example, avocado is a great fat and protein based. Then you can eat ghee, you can have butter, lots of butter before ovulation. So as soon as you finish your period, you should be eating all these great foods because your body is in that phase, in that energetic phase at that time, and it is gearing up towards ovulation. It can digest all those foods. So making sure as long as your digestion is good, great quality fat is what you need.
Okay, great. So now markers of good or poor digestion.
Markers of poor digestion is that if you have indigestion, even if it is once or twice a month, it is not healthy. If you're constipated, if you get any kind of abdominal pain before, generally after eating food, if you get a lot of burping, if you release a lot of wind, you have a lot of what's the word, bloating, all of those are not signs. They are actually really great red flags for your gut health, that it is not working well. When your gut is working well, the biggest sign of your gut health working well is that after 2 hours, when you have had a great meal, you start to then feel hungrier. Hunger is the biggest sign of your gut health.
Okay. So you eat and you don't feel hungry. That means the food didn't go anywhere. It's not digesting, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So this is important too, because I've figured this one out about sleep. So let's talk about sleep and hormone health. Like just simply rectifying that would do what for a woman?
Absolutely. Sleep is when all your hormones, all your the whole body is recalibrating, right? But the issue with sleep is people think it's really simple, and it is really simple. All you have to do is sleep, go to bed at 9:30, but most of the people have got very disturbed sleep. Most of the people don't go into the deepest part of their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it from lots of patients when they are talking about, I sleep okay. But when they are actually doing, these days you can check with the gadgets and stuff, and it tells you how deep you can go in your sleep. And then you know, okay, you are not going into that really deeper part of your sleep where all your hormones are getting balanced.
Mm.
So it is crucial that your sleep is really, if you have really good sleep, you should not be waking up through
Okay.
the night. When you wake up in the morning, you wake up fresh. There should be more energy to you. Yeah. And there should be no other, yeah, I mean, your energy level has to be also that you wake up, you're fresh, you're full of inspiration. All of these are signs of great, good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, I
also
feel
sleeping
bad.
on and also sleeping on time, 9:30, going to bed so that you are asleep by 10 o'clock. And it is crucial.
Yes, I would like to share that as a success on my part as well. There was a moment in time where I was pushing my sleep till 10:30, 11, and I found that I then would be waking up 5 or 6 and not able to go back to sleep. And what was happening was I put my Naomi to sleep and I'd feel tired around 8:39, but I would push myself to stay awake. And so instead of that, I would just go to bed with her at 8:39. My
Yes.
sleep quality is so improved. All that wakefulness at 5 or 6 in the morning went away. I cannot stress to you guys how correct she is. If you can, I know that life doesn't always allow, but if you
Yeah.
can go to bed at 9:30, you will be so glad you didn't. And I wake up at 5, 6 before the family oftentimes and get some quiet time. But that alone improved my restfulness more than anything. And I'll be staying up on social media trying to get my posts edited and all the things. And now you might see my content slow down because I went to bed.
No, that's great sharing. And sleep is, you know, it is almost 50% things are taken care of. You know, when you can sleep good, your mind is rested, you're really, everything is just taken care of. You don't have to worry about things. But it is something that, I mean, I never realized because I sleep really well. And
Yeah.
I, now as a practitioner, I know, but before I was a practitioner, I didn't realize how many people suffer from sleeplessness or insomnia. It's a huge issue.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
now for the
yeah.
man as well, right? Like, so let's say she's getting her sleep, but he's on his phone doom scrolling all night. What's that going to do to his sperm health, right? Because we're always worried about what we're doing, but what about him?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, as a couple, you have to have those adjustments and you have to sleep on time. He also has to sleep on time. And, you know, I think these are things that you have to find that sweet spot between relationships, how you're going to handle those things. Maybe you sleep in a different bedroom apart from the ovulation window, you know, so that you can get your sleep. But it is important for sperm health. I mean, sperm equally, and sperm is rather even more sensitive than egg, you know, because egg is nicely tucked in the ovary, whereas sperm is right outside, hanging outside the bodies. So sperm are really, really sensitive to any kind of stress that men take or sleeplessness. So
Mm-hmm.
we need that sleep. Everybody needs to sleep on time.
That's right. Now, some people here were very interested about improving gut health. So I think you might have hit some buttons where they're like, oh, I don't have good gut health. So do you have any tips of how, these ladies could improve their gut health?
Absolutely. You can also tell me what you have done so far, or what do you think, you know, what kind of things you have done to improve your gut health. But gut health improvement, the biggest thing that you can do for your gut health is to eat on time. One single set time for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nothing else supports your gut. What is the apart from the meal time? So whatever that time may be, but your breakfast between 8 and 10, your lunch between 12 and 2, and then your dinner ideally 6 o'clock, or any time around that, or very small amount of dinner.
Mm.
That in itself is enough to set your gut. Okay. And you have to give it, I mean, most of the people that I see, or patients, when they start, within a week, 2 weeks, you will start to see the results,
Uh,
even from bigger things, people who have got gut health issues for years and years. uh, but if you have had gut health issues for a long time, for whatever, you know, lifestyle, different, what's the word? Lifestyle and different choices that you're making, overall, the gut microbiome takes about 6 months to 1 year to repair.
Okay.
right? So if you have, if you're more prone to infections, you're more prone to immune issues, you get a lot of colds and coughs, which is also immune health issue. So you need to make sure that whatever you first need to get on to those steps that I said, eating strictly on time, and then you have to do that for good 3 months to 6 months. You might need some herbs with it, you might need some more support with it to make it faster for you,
Yeah.
but eating on time is the biggest trick.
That's interesting. And yeah, I think for, these ladies are here because time isn't on their side, to hear like, wow, 6 months to 1 year before my gut health is improved. But that's not the same as saying it'll take you 6 months to a year to conceive, but you know.
No, no, I'm not saying that you won't see it within a month. But what I'm saying is then you have to keep on those habits so that your gut microbiome repairs itself. But gut microbiome takes longer time to repair. Why? Because we are competing against microbiome microbes, and we are competing against all the viruses that are in our gut, and they replicate so fast, and you will have to keep on that track. And if you want to make it faster, then you will need therapies, you will need ayurvedic herbs, you will need something to do so that it works faster for you.
Right. Now, somebody here is saying something that I'm not sure matters. So she says, I'm still struggling to stop consuming dairy products.
Still struggling to?
To stop consuming dairy products.
Why would you stop consuming dairy products?
Yeah.
That's my question. You don't have to stop consuming dairy products. Tell me the reason why are you, whoever is asking. So you don't have to stop dairy. Dairy rather helps with fertility, but what you do need is you need good quality dairy. You need organic milk, cheese, butter. Meat has to be organic 100%. It has to be organic and even free range wherever it is possible.
Right.
And then you don't have to stop any dairy.
Okay, great. So, maybe this person has a dairy allergy or something. Are dairy allergies common, or do you normally find that the dairy allergy is because of something else underlying? Like, what do you find?
So actually, allergies are very uncommon. It's the sensitivities that most people have, and sensitivity slash allergies. Many people think that it is they're allergic to things. They're not. They are just sensitive to certain things, and a lot of people are sensitive, and they are sensitive purely because gut has been not healthy for a long time. So it is a matter of making gut healthier, and then you will actually find that all those sensitivities will also go away. But you have to give some time. And then you also have to do all these habits that I'm talking about, maybe take some herbs, maybe do some therapies like pastis, colonics that you have to do so that your gut can repair faster.
Okay.
So yeah, allergies are not that common.
Mhm.
Sensitivities are very common to certain foods, and that is because your gut is not healthy. That's why you are sensitive.
That makes sense. Okay. So there you go. Now back to fats. Someone wants to know what are considered good plant fats and animal-based fats.
Animal-based fats, all butter, ghee. I love ghee. I recommend and prescribe ghee to all my patients. If you can eat and cook with ghee, fabulous. Then there is coconut oil. There is what's the other one? Olive oil. Olive oil is great that you can eat with. And plant-based fats. What's the other one? Oh, you can
Avocado.
also have nut oils. Sorry.
Not, oh, I said avocados. Yeah.
Exactly. Avocado oil is actually great oil to cook with. So you can have avocado oil as well. So all those oils, but I'm a bigger proponent of butter and ghee.
Now, what about cooking with oils, right? Because not all oils tolerate heat very well.
Yeah. So
So,
the ones that I have mentioned are okay with that. So we don't want to have any seed oils, no sunflower oil, no rapeseed oil, no other what are any other seed oils that you might be using. You don't want to use them. Um, and cooking wise, you can use all the oils that I mentioned before. Make sure that they are either organic or cold pressed. If they are not organic or virgin cold pressed, so that you are getting the quality of it and the actual oil. The more any oil, when it is refined, when you see refined oil is inflammatory to your gut. It's
oh,
inflammatory to your system. So any refined means it has been already heated many times, perhaps. So
mm,
then also that ayurvedically it produces too much heat in your system, which is also inflammation.
Ah, I see. Now, earlier you mentioned something about timing wise of consuming fats. And so for those ladies who maybe missed that, I think that that's actually an important tip of when your period has started or ended, when do we want to step up the consumption of these fats and why?
Yeah, so as soon as your period finish, so day 5, day 6, from that time until your ovulation happens, right? If you are aware of your ovulation, or if you are not aware of your ovulation, then as soon as your period or bleeding finishes, for 1 week, you can eat more. You should eat good quality fat. You should eat all those great foods and antioxidant foods as well to improve your ovulation, because we want to, all your hormones are being made from fat, girls. So all your hormones, your estrogen, progesterone, all sex hormones, sex hormone binding globulins, they are all made from cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
So cholesterol is going to come from the fat that you're eating. And if you're eating great quality fat, the cleaner the fat is, the cleaner your hormones will be, because that's what hormones are being based on. That's why you can eat in that 1 week, you can eat good amount of, pouring of a little bit of ghee on your whatever stews, soups, whatever you're having. That will help in ovulation.
Okay, great. And then I realized that so we got our plant-based fats. What are our good and well, I know butter and ghee are animal-based fats, but what are some other good animal-based fats? I don't know if we covered them all or not.
Well, there is beef tallow that you can have. Tallow you can have goose fat. Those are the ones I can think of.
Okay.
But those are the usual ones that you can have.
Okay, fantastic. Now, somebody is talking about NAD, which
Hmm.
is that I've started getting interested in. So she's
Yeah.
getting NAD shots. Um, how do we feel about this? Do you feel like NAD is beneficial to fertility?
You can have that. It's an antioxidant. If you are able to have it, great. You still will have to, your body still has to absorb it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, what's the word? It's like if you give, I don't know, if you give diamond to a beggar who does not know the value of it, they may not be able to absorb its brilliance. Same with your body. If your body is really depleted, if you're not doing other good things with your systems, with
Mm-hmm.
your body system, with your sleep, with your food health and everything else, then NAD by itself is not really useful. But if you're doing other things as well, if you're, good with looking after yourself and eating really well and then taking NAD shots, because remember, your blood still has to absorb it, still has to process it. Yeah. So there is only that much NAD that your body can take. So just be mindful of that. And a lot of people react to these shots as well,
Okay.
which is vitamin shots or IV drips that people are taking. So just be careful also.
Okay, great. And I just want to take a moment as well to make ladies know that Ashish is running a 3-day egg quality reset. If you want to go into the holidays, kind of like knowing what you should or shouldn't be eating, and you just want to like be marching into the new year, knowing that your egg quality is a bit better, she is running an egg quality reset challenge. It is for 3 days. It's self-paced. It's only $75. If any ladies that are in my private pregnancy over 40 community are here, she's going to give it to you for 50% off, and I'll drop the link in my community. But if you guys are interested in participating in that challenge, you're just going to go to my page and you'll find my link tree right here underneath all of my contact information. You'll find my link tree. And when you click that, it'll open up some links for you to check it out. I will also drop it in the stories afterwards. But you go to my link tree, the little shopping links pop up, and then there it is, the same orange and green you saw in my stories over the weekend. So if you want to participate just in an egg quality reset, like a lot of you guys are asking questions here, well, you'll be able to do a little bit of a deeper dive, like she'll make herself accessible. um, but we just want to actually give you more tools and what can be covered in an hour live. We are also going live again on Wednesday. We're going to talk again. So if you come back and you have more questions or whatever, we're doing this again Wednesday. Now back to the questions in the live here. So somebody,
Yes.
hey girl, do you think seed cycling will help to conceive? So can we break down what is seed cycling and what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, so a lot of people use seeds like sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. People use all of those to get the nutrition from them. And a lot of people are doing seed cycling, means you're eating one kind of seed, then you switch on to the other one, then to the other one. Um, I personally don't recommend seed cycling. Anybody who's doing it's great, but you need all types of seeds. What you do need is, again, as I said, the time period between the moment your period finishes for 1 week, you can eat a lot of those seeds. And it's a great nutrition. Pumpkin seeds has got all this nutrition in it and all different seeds. So do a mixture of it, you know,
Okay.
and then a handful of it, whatever you can eat. If you can chew it, it's best, because you don't want to swallow them. You want to chew them so that the essential fatty acids are being released into your system. Because some of the seeds are really tiny, like sesame seeds are really small, and you won't be able to get that nutrition unless they have been ground, unless they have been, what's the word, grind or ground,
Right.
grounded,
Brown. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
ground. Um, so if the seeds are really tiny, make sure that they have been ground. Otherwise, the bigger seeds, you can just chew on them and eat it. But yeah, seed cycling helps. That's because it is, again, it's great quality fat that you're getting, essential fatty acids that are in the seeds.
Fantastic. Now, okay, so back to dairy. Now, this is another.
Ground up.
Um, Sherry Esquire, she says, I heard dairy products contribute to fibroids, which I had to have surgery to remove. Dealing with fertility and fibroids is overwhelming.
I agree with that. That is because most people are not having dairy, which is organic. Even with organic dairy, it may still flare you up because if your body has had that system set up, your cells are more prone to being almost like allergic to dairy, then you may still flare up, even if you're using organic dairy. And even with organic dairy, we don't always know whether it is completely devoid of any hormones. So that's why I say all dairy has to be organic, 100%, and grass fed, free range wherever is possible. And then there are chances that it won't flare up, your fibroids won't flare up.
Okay. And then somebody whose name I can't pronounce is asking, does fasting help reset gut health?
Okay, so I don't recommend fasting unless you are working with a coach, because fasting really messes you up, and fasting has to be done, the timing has to be right, and then timing has to sync with your cycle. So there are a lot of nitty-gritties that you have to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, fasting works really well when you know what works for you, when you have done few times and you know it, and that again is a trial and error method.
Mm-hmm.
So fasting, otherwise, I won't recommend. Don't do it if you're not working with somebody. Don't do it by yourself.
And it's also, we're here talking about fertility, right? Like I know people fast for religious reasons and spiritual reasons, and I fine, but we're talking about prepping your body for conception, improving your gut health because you want to have a baby. So maybe in that case, it's just the fasting may or may not be conducive.
Fasting, yeah, I mean, all the data and the studies and the discussions that I've heard. So fasting messes up your hormones. For women, fasting messes up their hormones much faster. And
Mm.
that is why it has to be done properly with more rhythm to your system. And then when you do it, it's really crucial. I have got a couple of patients who are doing fasting, but then that's because we are working together and we know and we are testing it out what works for them, you know.
So, but is there any reason a person would fast as part of their fertility journey?
Yeah, to lose weight, they can fast,
Mm.
or even otherwise, to again, for gut resetting, they can fast. And fasting is good if it works for you. But if you don't have weight issues, you don't necessarily have to fast. You just have to, as I said, you have to do other good habits so that your gut is healthy enough, but generally it is for weight purposes.
Okay. So earlier you were saying gut health more is dependent upon simply it's taking the basic step of having an organized meal schedule, eating the same time every day. If you
Exactly.
simply ate at the same time every day, that would improve your gut health tremendously.
It is. I
Okay.
think because a lot of things become fashionable. It's like everybody's talking, okay, somebody suggested, a friend suggested, do fasting. They don't know that fasting is not really useful for women unless it is done very discerningly, it is done properly, then it can really work for you. Whether it's for religious reasons, even religious reasons are actually health reasons. All religious reasons have a health side to it, you know. But don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. It may be counterproductive.
Okay, very good. So eggs here. So we have a lady, she's 33. And she said, probably not part of the discussion, but it is because we're talking about eggs here. So she says,
Yeah.
part of the discussion, I would like to ask, would you advise to freeze my eggs? I'm 33 and unsure, and I want to plan a family in 5 years.
I say to everybody who is, young and beautiful and still have healthy eggs, freeze them. If you have the capability, if you have the money, if you are motivated, freeze them. Yes.
Okay, there you go. Hope that helps. Uh, so somebody's asking, what if they have high cholesterol? So I think that that is probably tied to the earlier conversation about fats, eating fats for cholesterol.
Right. Okay. So cholesterol, high cholesterol, unless you tell me the reading, then we will see how high the cholesterol is. Unless cholesterol is really, really high and it is showing up in a way in your system and in your body, in which case we might have to then eat fats accordingly and give some kind of digestive so that that fat is digested by your gut. Generally, if fat is or cholesterol is showing up, you know, like you can have cholesterol plaques on your skin, they show up. That is purely because your gut is not digesting very well. That is why you will have high cholesterol, right? So there are always other things going on as well. I am never worried about cholesterol. I've never seen anybody's cholesterol that high where I had to then double think that, okay, I can't give someone ghee. As long as you are healthy and fit and you do your normal exercise and routine and you're moving, you can have, you know, the ghee that you're cooking with. That is not going to harm you. Unless you are drinking ghee in gallons is when you have to get worried about cholesterol. Otherwise, no.
Okay, so there you go. So your high cholesterol likely has another source. Okay, great. So now we have Super Kaylee. She's asking about letrozole. So she says, what exactly does letrozole do? My doctor gave me this month, even though I ovulate regularly. What is it doing to me?
Yeah, so anybody who's regularly ovulating and know about it, they don't need letrozole or Clomid or anything like that. So what letrozole or Clomid or what these drugs do, they are called inducing. They are inducing your ovaries. They are kind of trick. What's the word? They're kind of triggering your ovaries to release more eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but when we look at the studies, when we look at the data, the success rate from letrozole itself is only 25%. And success rate means that you're pregnant and you have a live baby at the end of that cycle is only 25%. Because most of the women don't need it. It's just something, because it is available, it is given to people. Um, it's simple as that. Because somebody who's ovulating, why do you want to ovulate more? You're already ovulating. Why do you want to have more eggs? Rather, it is counterproductive when you have more eggs. You just want one healthy egg, which has a better chance of implanting.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, great. So obviously go back to your doctor on that one and decide what you're going to do. Um, so someone is asking about hormone therapy to increase your egg quality. Is that really a thing?
Hormone therapy. What hormone therapy?
Okay, Orange Moon. Let's get more clarity on exactly what you're asking. I don't know if
They
she's
may
talking
be
hormone.
talking about letrozole or Clomid or something.
Okay. Now, what is the importance of exercise? Live, love, lost, found wants to know.
Exercise, it has to be a fine balance. You can't under exercise, that doesn't help. You can't over exercise, that doesn't help. If you are not doing enough of exercise, that is also not good for fertility for both men and women. If you are overdoing it, even then, when men are overdoing it, like men who are bodybuilders or men who are excessively exercising, their sperm count also reduces. So it has to be the fine line, where it is good for you. So you have to find what exercise works for you. And exercise has to be a mix of exercises. You need to do aerobic exercise, you need to do a little bit of weights, you need to do a little bit of high strength or high impact training, and then some stretching. Stretching is highly important. because without that, nothing else. You need to move your fascia in all sorts of different ways. So it is not one type of exercise. If you're only walking, only cycling, it is not useful enough.
Okay, fine. Now, okay, I choose Elaine. She says, what if my AMH is low and suddenly stop menstruating? What can I do? I am so desperate, which I understand.
Sorry, say that again. AMH is low and
She says, what if my AMH is low and I've suddenly stopped menstruating? What can I do? I'm so desperate.
uh, I think I need more information. So you have low AMH and you're not menstruating.
Suddenly.
Suddenly, okay. Well, you can still take herbs. You can still take herbs and hormones together so that your cycle becomes regular, even with low AMH. And you can still, even with that, if you have single egg available, might be able to get pregnant. You can, even with one single egg, have IVF, right? But it is natural therapies. I've worked with a couple of patients where they had um, they had stopped their periods for years. One of my patients, she stopped her periods for 8 years when she came to me. So we managed to then kickstart, but she was also taking some hormones and my therapies and herbal medicines. And then her cycle became a little more regular. But that took some doing. So you need to do a little bit more work on that.
I want to make sure I heard you correctly. Her period was missing for 8 years
Yeah.
and you got it back.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I know, I know. That's one of those success stories. That's because she was actually she was bulimic, so she had eating disorder, and she fasted too much around 1920, and then for 8 years she didn't have a period. So yeah.
Wow. Fascinating. Okay, cool. So, let me see. What are your thoughts on caffeine?
My thoughts on caffeine is that there are people who are sensitive to caffeine, which is based on, again, your body mind constitution and your nervous system. If you are a person who's highly nervy, then you should have coffee first thing in the morning, maximum up until lunchtime. Even lunchtime sometimes will disturb your sleep. So you may just want to limit 1 or even 2 cups of coffee before 11 o'clock, get them out of the way. And then you are good. Most of the people will be good after that. And then there are people who can have another coffee around lunchtime, around 3, 4 o'clock, and it doesn't disturb their sleep that much. You can have 2 cups of coffee a day. That's kind of maximum when you're trying to conceive.
Okay, fair enough. Now, someone is looking at freezing eggs at 44. Are you aware if clinics do that? I mean, you're in the UK, we're in the US. I'm not sure where she is, but what's the oldest you've seen clinics take?
For freezing, I have a patient right now. She is 40, and we are working on her health, adenomyosis, endometriosis, and she wants to freeze her eggs because she wants to then be able to use those eggs. I think as long as you are producing eggs, clinics will take you up till 45, 46 here in the UK, because one of the clinics that I work with and we are collaborating together. So that clinic, they do IVF with your own eggs, latest by 46,
Mm.
right? So I believe that 44, 45, you still will be able to freeze your eggs. You may only have, actually, that reminds me, a patient of mine, 45 years old, we work together. She has only one egg and it is frozen. So she is looking to do surrogacy at some point, but she has one egg frozen. That reminds me, yes, yes, you should be able to do it. Yeah,
Oh, wow. That is phenomenal.
I know.
And these are all such good questions. So I'm just going to remind you that Ashish does run a 3-day egg quality reset program. It's self-paced. It'll only take you 3 days to do it. If you are interested, one, I will link it in my stories afterwards. Or two, you can just go to my profile in my link tree, and under shopping, you'll see I have a tab for her 3-day egg quality reset. It's only $75 for the 3 days, but then you can do a deeper dive into this subject. She'll answer questions for you. She has a little WhatsApp community set up where you can just ask her more questions and really like take a deeper dive into improving your egg quality. It doesn't have to take a long time for you to adopt the lifestyle habits to get yourself back on track. And I think that's especially important here in the US. We're headed into Thanksgiving, the sugars, the caffeine, the alcohol, everything going in on 10 in the wrong direction. So I think it's a good time to do that.
Yeah.
If any ladies are here from my private community, you'll get 50% off on that, and I'll link that in the community. And by the way, if you aren't in my private community, head on to my
Join.
join, because these are the type of resources that I'm bringing you guys more and more. Within my community, I actually have a one-on-one uninterrupted interview with Ashish where we cover a lot, but
Yeah.
no back and forth and interruptions and things like that. I have all kind of content like there in my like that in there in my community. So you're welcome to join. So because we're just coming to the end of the live here, we're almost at our hour. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys all know that you can join the 3-day reset with her. If you're like, I'm not sure if I want to spend that $75. Well, fine. We're going live again on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is I think like 5 or 6 in the UK.
Yes.
So I'll be promoting that. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that I plug that here, and let's wrap up with a few more questions.
Sure.
Let's see, somebody more egg freezing questions, but hopefully we got that answered. Okay, what age would you stop trying with IVF?
If you want to get pregnant, I would not stop. If I want to have that baby, I won't stop unless my health is so bad where, mentally you don't feel good or physically your health is bad. Otherwise, you can have IVF quite a number of times. But my advice would be to prep yourself, use some natural therapies with it so that IVF can actually work for you. I think IVF can work for many more women if they prep themselves really well.
Right, right. I think that's the important point. Is there something happening? This was Kristen Sinclair. Why are you asking that? I think that there's something more there that could be
Mm.
profitable to the ladies here. So give us a little bit more information. Okay, good. More caffeine. Question. Okay, dairy, even organic. Should dairy be avoided for endometriosis?
No, in moderation, you can have everything. Seriously. I think it is case dependent. If there is somebody who drinks it and straight away there is so much flare up, that it is not suitable for you. Again, it is the quality of the dairy that matters. It is even within organic, you have to still be discerning. That's why I already said that. So
Yeah.
just because it's organic doesn't mean it is suitable for you. So you have to drink it and drink small amounts. You don't have to take huge amounts of anything. You don't have to drink lots and lots of milk, small amount. In tea and coffee shouldn't hurt anyone,
Yeah.
right? So when there is a flare up, there is also, because as I said before, there is an inflammation or something going on in your gut as well, because of which your gut is reacting.
Mm.
And that's also adds to the flare up of endo as well. So yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Now this I've heard you address, and I think it's good. Now this is about the subject of heat. I work
Mhm.
out about 3 times a week, and I go to the sauna after my workout. Does sauna impact fertility? Am I okay to continue going to the sauna during ovulation?
Right. How many times a week?
3.
3 times a week. I think you could reduce it to one.
Mm-hmm.
Sauna will impact overall, because it is adding more heat to your system. You don't want extra heat. But again, it is dependent on your body mind constitution. If you are a pitta person, as Chia knows, she's going to have a consultation soon. If you are a pitta person who already has a lot of heat in their system, you definitely don't want to add more heat to your system. You need more phlegmatic state or more nurturing state for your body to be in so that you can produce great quality egg and that embryo then sticks. So
Mm.
if you have too much heat in your system, that heat is too much inflammation. It then doesn't allow implantation to happen very well. So yeah, reduce it to one if possible.
Okay,
And
that's
same for men as well.
I was gonna say that. Now you used a word that I have never heard before. Phlegment,
Phlegmatic.
phlegmatic,
Yeah.
phlegmatic. What does that mean?
Phlegm. We have phlegm,
Oh,
chest.
phlegm. Oh, I've never heard it like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you're prone to phlegm production and sauna is not good.
No, for phlegm, for phlegmatic is fine, but we need Okay, so being phlegmatic, it's a personality type, right? It's
Oh.
a kapha type, people who are nurturing type, who are softer, gentler, nurturing types. So you need that nurturing part, even mentally and psychologically. You need to be in your nurturing. You need to develop your nurturing side more to be able to have a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in this marathon. You don't want to be in that competitive mode, because the more competitiveness you have in you, the more inflammation, the more heat there is in your system.
I got it now. I got it. Okay, thank you. um, what is the oldest you helped to get a woman pregnant naturally?
Not naturally. Oldest patient of mine is 46. She got pregnant with a donor egg and her husband's sperm, and
Mm,
was healthy during pregnancy. Have a baby girl of 4 years, 5 years old now, I think,
okay.
but not naturally.
Okay. So what's the oldest that's gotten
Oh,
pregnant?
oldest naturally, 44.
Okay. There you go. Uh, so
Yes.
I hope that she has answered your questions here. I see a lot of you guys are still communicating, but this is why she is offering access to her through her 3-day egg quality reset. I will have it in my stories after the live, but it's already in my link tree. So you just go to the link in my bio. You'll see where I have one of the links that says shopping, and her egg quality resets there. For 3 days, it's only $75, but you do it on a self-pay, so you don't have to worry about a schedule or anything. Um, and I think that it's a great opportunity for you to get yourself back on the rails if you have concerns about your egg quality. Any ladies from my community are in here. Don't use that link. We have a different link for you. You'll get 50% off of that. Um, and if you have more questions, you're not ready to drop your cash just yet, we're going live again on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we're doing a different time. We're doing 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 7 a.m. Pacific. And what time is it in the UK now?
It's well, right now it's
It's
8,
8 UK.
7 o'clock here right now.
Okay, so we're 5 hours difference, right? So if I do
Yeah.
10 a.m. here, then it's 7 a.m.
11, 12, 1, 2, 3
5,
o'clock, 3
yeah,
p.m.
5
UK time.
across the pond.
Going around the globe and doing the timings. Oh, it's
Listen,
confusing.
international help. We're trying to cover all the time zones that we can. Ashish, I thank you so much for being here. Ladies, if you want to continue to receive this kind of help as well, please join my private Pregnancy Over 40 community. In there, I offer opportunities to connect with practitioners like Ashish. I have all kind of pre-recorded content like this, but without all the interruptions and cutoffs and things like that. So you're welcome to join my community, but we both just want you to know that you can have your babies. We do not care about your stupid AMH numbers, okay? We do care if you're ovulating. We do care if you have good gut health. We do care if you sleep. We do care if your man is working out and keeping his balls cool. Okay? That's the roundup. We'll see you ladies again on Wednesday, okay? Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shia. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.